Alright, they're going a little bit all in. But this gets the card, so I think it's a little bit better because it starts the, you know, this is the correct path. Cards? No, token. We need to start to think about lethal. Yep, and we can pay exactly 4 into 3. So we can counter Chandra. They probably will try to, you know, resolve her. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today finally Dimir control, and I think we've all been waiting for this one. I honestly tried to make it work in so many different versions, and this is the first version I really am happy with. It feels powerful, I had good results with this one, and it feels like perfect Dimir. Drawing cards, countering spells, and killing literally every creature on the board. With Teferi we have a very nice win con, and it seems that Teferi is, you know, kinda back into the grace a little bit. I still keep one Ashiok, alright, because I want to, you know, alternate so we can have 2 planeswalkers at once, but you can also go 3 Teferi. The big addition to the deck is Spellgyre, 4 mana, you know, counter spell that can also be a card, and that's important because 4 mana is the slot where you kinda have the time, you know, just to start getting this extra value. With Surveil and drawing 2 cards, you usually find something interesting, like from Memory Drush, kinda, and you can also go up to 8 counter spells, which means against all the non-aggro decks, you just extremely improve your matchup. So yeah, with talent you actually have this 1/1 Otter at 1 mana, and don't underestimate it. With Disfigure and go for the throat, on turn 3 you can double buff it, and it's a 3/3. That means you probably got a free creature just by, you know, trading into it. With Silver Scrutiny, Quick Stat, and this one we have so much cardo. So honestly, everything seems fine about this deck, and before we go into the gameplay, there is one more thing. Of course, our absolute legend for today is Western Sentinel. Thank you, man, for all the support. I really do appreciate it, and I'm super happy that you are enjoying the content, you know. And I'll be honest, like, from all the decks, Dimir Control is probably like hitting the mother load. So this one is for you, man, and I really hope you will enjoy it. I'm a huge fan for Dimir Control. Alright, enough said. So yeah, let's go into the games, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. And we have plenty of games that will take you to the edge of seat. So yeah, should be fun. Alright, enjoy. Alright, let's see it. We are going second, but our hand is pretty decent. We even have a 1-drop, which is super important. And we are against Golgari. Maybe Zulta. Alright, probably Golgari midrange. So let's go with this one. We will try to kill a creature and then counter something else. But, you know, we are already at the good start. We would love to be on the play, but... Oh no, not the bat again! No, it always gets me. Virtue, 100%, right? This will be brutal. I need another removal. That's really bad. This is exactly the play for this turn, man. Oh no. But why? Why? I just want to know why, you know? Alright, so what is the plan? The plan is to try to survive up to 3 or 4 mana. I really want him to not have the perfect curve. But this was discarded, right? So I would guess they have it. Alright. That's in the board. Alright, you know what? Maybe we can survive this. We're extremely behind, so our opponent has 4 power, we have 1 power. But maybe we can get there. 3 steps. The problem is that our opponent has seen everything, and we are only drawing lands. That's far from perfect, honestly. Of course, we do not attack. We kinda want to trade against something. If we can make the game longer, we should be, you know, ahead basically. We take this damage. I don't love it, but you know, what can you do? Oh, but. Please, with my cool sweet virtue. Yep. That's why it was so important. Our opponent is smart, so he's not casting main phase, so we cannot prowess this. Here's the land, probably a tap land. Alright, that's a good draw. This is probably the last turn when we wanted this, but you know, we'll work with it. I think we can take some more damage. This one can be really extremely annoying. And I think our opponent has good enough draw that we have to counter this. I don't love it at all. Extremely not good for us. But at least we get the prowess, so maybe, just maybe we get a block. Probably not, but you know, we can try. And with the talent we can always take the value. That lowers incoming damage by a lot, so I actually really like it. They can draw the card, but they cannot replay the Dread Knight on this turn. And if they go for card advantage, we should be able to, beat them. We can double Silver Scrutiny if we want. Alright, with Deadly Cover-Up, I'm kinda okay with this. Let's go. We need a lot of cards here. And we can go a little bit crazy on the next turn. Oh, I thought I didn't play the land. Man, it's only turn 5? Akrazot. Alright, I learned something, so we can kill Akrazot with this. What do we have? We need to discard something, and it has to be the Scrutiny. Unless we play the Sewers right now. Which has to be the play. No way. Alright, I'm not exiling this. This is too good of a card. Alright, we'll do it this way then. We pain, but we get stuff back, and that's kinda important. Alright, and let's get rid of the Akrazot, because this will be a problem. And we solved one of them. See, I knew they have Raska lurking there. It will still be a huge problem. So they only play Raska? Yep. So it's basically mid-range with just a combo on top. Which is a good way to play this. So Raska will happen. It's not perfect, we didn't hit a Planeswalker removal, and they will get infinite cards, so extremely bad situation for us, starting from the bat. But what can you do, man? What can you do? We didn't even get, the Reef, so we cannot attack. However, I think we can go with this and try to fix our hand. Oh, what? I can go with Virtue. Alright, go for it. They can try to use Raska, but this is a lot of advantage that we will keep getting unless they drew like Terrasander or something. But I generally think the Virtue should stay. Proliferate, sure. So they will get a lot of cards, but don't forget we are basically drawing 2 cards a turn already. Oh no, not the bat again. Please, but leave me alone. This is my absolute menace. It's not the biggest deal because we have Disfigure, Go for the Throat, and Silver Scrutiny, but it still might cost us the card if we want to cast Silver Scrutiny. Glissa, they know? Alright, they are going a little bit all in. But, so I can take Go for the Throat. It's probably not worth it. I think we go with the Warlock. Sentinel is kinda impressive here. We get the map tokens as well. This gets the card, so I think it's a little bit better, because it starts the, staying power of our creatures a bit earlier. Honestly, this is impressively good draw. Alright, I think we have some work to do. Give me, it's mine. They can exile something from the graveyard, so we need to be careful. Alright. What? Wait. What happened? Oh, it was Silver Scrutiny. The previous one had Virtue. Alright, I got absolutely bamboozled. Alright, I thought I'm getting my Virtue, but that's not the case. What can we take? Deadly Cover-Up is interesting. We can get rid of the Dread Knight, but it's super expensive. So we cannot do it on this turn. I guess we can block. That would be a bit hard, but I think we can go around it. Let's play it. We need a lot of mana here. I could kill... So we are going for the Throat here, unless he activates the Cottage. This will die. So I think our opponent will try to kill us as soon as possible. Which is a great strategy, honestly. Yep. This Go for the Throat will hurt. They can also -2, but they probably don't want to. No counters, that's important. Man, if not this first bat. Yep, here we go. Our opponent knows that we are killing stuff on this turn. And they still have the Cottage mana, but they know if they activate it, they lose it. But then Glissa might hit, so it might be worth it, especially that this is... Yeah, they should absolutely go for the Cottage, because then, like, we still need to kill Glissa, otherwise Virtue dies. And then they get free trade. They don't have mana though, so that's the difference. Alright, full swing. And let's start. I think we will take Glissa with the Virtue, but I'm not super sure. And we have to Disfigure, right? Oh, the pain. So we only saved 2 life, but I think it's fine. This is really so. They will get value. They are getting insane value, but with Silver Scrutiny we can match a lot. Especially with Virtue just giving us some, you know, some basically free tempo. Alright, sure. Only 2 mana left. Those turns are pretty strong. Alright, that's it. So I can take the bat or try to start discarding their hand. Bat seems really nice, honestly. Glissa is absolute menace against basically everything though. You can also remove counters. I think Glissa is still the best. They might have go for the throat. They know exactly what we have in the hand, so I wouldn't be surprised. But if we take the bat, you know, it's the same effect. And this one at least kind of not finishes the game. Oh, abysmal draw, man, this was so bad. At least it provides a lot of pressure, right? We could get 3 steps ahead. But I honestly think we should go for Silver Scrutiny. 3-6. This will be hard. If we tap, we can die. This is 7 damage already. 7 damage. And they can always -2, so Glissa will die. I need the cards. The problem is that if we cast this for not too much, they will cottage and then exile it. Do we have 2 of them? No. The answer is no. I think I need to go at least 5. Let's go 6. Because if I hit a land, I can cast 2 mana removal. Yep. Here she dies. Our opponent is good at magic. He drew the card he needed. And I drew 3 tap lands. Oh, I played the land, so it wouldn't work anyway. But, man, double Teferi, 3 lands and 1 removal. What the hell is this draw? Oh, man, this draw was really bad. And here's the 3rd bat in top 24 cards. Oh, man, just being really good at Magic, huh? Alright, what did they take? Of course. I mean, it doesn't super matter because we can deadly cover up. And we can, you know, kinda get it from the graveyard. But it's definitely not amazing here. Yeah, I think we go deadly cover up and exile the Dread Knight. But then the cottage will be a bit of a problem, right? Because it's, you know, killing us. And they're trying to remove creatures that we might want to reanimate. But I think I'm kinda okay with it. We will start taking bats probably. Just for the lifelink and some pressure. They can -2, so it's very, very hard anyway. I can discard a card. Glissa. She is really good, huh? And I cannot take more damage. I think I still go with the bat here. Man, this is sad. Like, oh man. Alright, cool. We have to go with the Reef, but it will be so slow. I could draw cards, but maybe, just maybe, we should go for the throat. So we can block this with Trample, but go for... Well, that's not great. I think we actually have to play this. And let's use as many Painlands, as possible. Alright, this is a bit better. We get another blocker here for a single point of mana. And maybe we go with a Teferi. They can kill 1 of the creatures, probably the bat, to prevent the lifelink. And then we can champ block a little bit. It should be good enough, right? Man, definitely on the rough side of the draws here. Alright, I need my opponent to not get crazy value on 1 turn. And then I think we can win. This is the most important turn of the game. I think in like 1 or 2 turns, someone dies. And I have a bad feeling who. They can cottage, so they really want to attack with the cottage. -2 1 of the things. Probably the bat, I think. We don't have one. Man, the draw with Scrutiny was also pretty abysmal. I wanted Disfigure or, you know, something like this. But I think we can get there. Alright. Not the worst, not the worst. Like, we're not dead yet. We're really close to it. I mean, this is the best play, right? And if they play Shelly after this, I'm just rage quitting this one. They really shouldn't, right? I mean, I can kinda kill it. Glissa is okay. Alright, you know what? I think we might have a chance. Raska is annoying, but we can get there. So we should take Glissa. Like, she is really good here. And we make token, we go for the throat, and we're extremely good. Okay, this was the draw. This is super important. Let's play creatures first. This doesn't really do anything. We make another token, that's for sure. We need to be careful because Raska can remove one of the things. One of the things. And we're kinda low on mana. I can also make a copy with this, but I don't really want to. So we can use 4 mana for Reef. That leaves 5-6 mana in total. So I can counterspell and go for the throat. Glissa will die to Raska. And I cannot attack her. I guess I could go for the throat, attack Raska, but I think it's too early. I think then we die. Really, sorry, I need to think about this one. Because we are on the verge of dying, and I might be forced to play another Teferi into this. If I draw cards, I get loyalty, but it's not great enough yet. Alright, so they get rid of this, -2. They activate this and attack with 3 creatures. I can kill one of them, this one, or Glissa. Then Chum block. Oh, I need the Trampler. This is awkward. So I activate the Reef. I block 2 of them and I kill the 3rd. I think that's kinda okay. So 4, 2, and I think I still have 3 for a counter spell. You know what? This should be good enough. This should be good enough, I think. The classic. Tanking for 1 or 2 minutes and then passing turn without doing literally anything. But, you know, we have the plan for the next turn, so that's the good play. I wonder if... I thought they will actually go for a different play. So they're giving up on Rifa. I think the only burn they have is Shrouded, probably. Is that worth a counter spell? No? I don't think it is, because we have quick status, so if they do nothing, we get so much value. Like, I can use 5 mana on this turn. Also pump Teferi so we can make more tokens, and this one will start to get scary. And then we remove Glissa and start attacking. Told you! Told you! If we can survive, and I think we're right on point with the estimation that someone will explode in like 1 or 2 turns. I think it was 2. Alright, man, this was really close. Alright, guys, we have lands, and we have removal, and we have Cardo, so we are taking it. Our opponent is as JC as possible, so let's see if that's mono red. Oh man, suddenly we actually play control with Jace. I like it, I like it. So this could be a very interesting game. We don't have target for removal, quick stat is important, Teferi is probably our big deal. Alright, they cannot play anything on this turn. This has to be a quick start turn. I will probably play at a dance step, right? We cannot punish him, so if he counters it, it's actually good for them, with no more lies. But I need to take this risk. I could do it now, but if they play Jace, I'm not really happy with it, you know? Generally, as a rule, control players should never counter it. You always... Oh. Red. Alright, Jeskai, that's interesting. I didn't expect this one. That's it. Let's it. I hope this goes through, man. It could be scam, and they should never counter it. I can punish them with instant Jace. Okay, thank you. This is exactly how it should happen. So, right now I think we should go with what? With a counterspell. We need to make sure that we can counterspell stuff right now. And if they don't do anything, we could quick study until we have full hand. So I go to 8, 9, 10 cards. I can play 1. This is okay. So of course our opponent is drawing cards. I think they play the land, so they have to discard 1 card. Do I quick study? No, we don't need to. We will keep this when we unload all the lands. And Mirrex is a very interesting one. Because it allows... well, I shouldn't pain myself yet. I have the correct mana, right? Double blue, sure. It's not the biggest deal, but it's a start, you know? And when we pressure our opponent super hard, then we can go with Teferi potentially to punish him, but we probably will try to go with Mirrex. They already discarded 3 of their sweepers, so this can be very hard for them. I want to pressure. We have Mirrex first and we need to use it. Oh, not punished? Absolutely love it, man. Absolutely love it. I got excited with this one. So, that's it. Probably they will, let it through. Very important turn, honestly. I cannot double spell here easily, so I think we go with this. 3. Yep, I have 1 or 2 mana and I don't have 1 or 2 mana spells. So it's better to go for this. Virtue is honestly a very bad card for this matchup. We don't use any of those sides basically. We need like 1 or 2 more turns of Mirrexing him, so we can pressure him against the wall basically. Alright, that's fine. If they kill it, they don't get... well, they get the cards, I guess. But it's fine, it's okay. Like, we will get a new might, and they need to do something again. This is 4 mana tap, and they basically don't get card advantage here. It's interesting they went with the Tidebinder. This is not a bad card. Untapped land for no more lies potentially. That's fine. We need to keep up the pressure. Honestly, the talent would be pretty nice here, but it's fine. It's fine. And as you can see, now we don't have 7 cards. And now this is the time to start casting Quick Study. We still have a counterspell, which is super, insanely important. I don't have any counterspells here. They know we are not leveling the talent, so they should assume that we have full hand of value. Man, this is super enjoyable game. Like, this is the type of matchup that lets you play the game and, just see what happens. So we open with Quick Study because that leaves enough mana for Mirrex. If they want to normalize this one, we can pay. If we start with Mirrex, like they cannot counter the ability, but they could counter the Quick Study then. Let's go for this one. They probably don't want to, go for removal 1-for-1. I didn't draw a land, which is really bad. Like, this is actually a big deal. I need a land. Alright, let's attack and see what happens. And this might actually cost us a lot. Helix is okay. You want to trade 1-for-1. Yep, here we go with another. Oh, okay. They decided it's not the time yet. Man, this is so huge. I really need the land here. Honestly, I think this might really change the game. This one land is an insanely big deal. Because we are falling behind right now. That means our opponent will start to get tempo over us. So if they can support, all the mana on every turn, they will overwhelm us. Zurgo. If I try to counter it, bad things will happen. So I think they will get this one hit. I cannot do anything on this turn. They will of course bounce it, but then with Silver Scrutiny, they might normalize, but that opens more possibilities for the future turns. It's not amazing that they get this card, but I just luck one. See, this is exactly the 1 mana I mentioned. If I had this 1 mana, I could counterspell and they could normalize, and that would change the game. They wouldn't get extremely good card they just drew. So mites or cards? I really need to start hitting lands. Like, I cannot take the risk. And they can counter it, but they are wasting one of their good cards. Alright, a very good top deck from the top. I mean, it's hard to find the top deck from bottom, right? Ashiok, a very interesting card. They are fully tapped and we can start punishing them. However, if we play Teferi, they don't get the card. 5. if we play Teferi. Well, we don't have too much mana. That's really bad, man. Oh boy. Oh boy. I think I have to keep the mana for the counter spell. They might counter, so 3, 5 and 3 steps ahead, but I think we have to go with it. This will be hard, but I hope we can get there. They will keep doing it, right? Man, when they get mana advantage over you, suddenly it's so hard to play. Like, you know, it's not like you cannot win, but you feel that you have less power every turn, so we need a bit better plays. Let's go for it. We counter. And we have a cool Otter Prowess, so that's something. I really hope they don't have a hard counter spell on this. Of course they do. Of course they do. What can you say? Just being very good at magic. But to be fair, on average they should get it. And they're getting a lot of value because our hand is not as efficient as we want. If we had a single 3 steps ahead, the game would be completely different. Because we could double counter spell. But now we can't. Our opponent taps 5 extra mana and he still wins the counter spell game, you know? So that's never a situation you want to be in. This will have 6 loyalty, so yeah, I think this is an interesting play. Alright. Alright, and we're stacking poison, so it's not nothing. This will be a bit of a hard one, you know? But maybe we can make it. And I will draw cards. This is actually pretty good. Alright, here's the land. We need to keep playing those. And yeah, let's attack. We'll see. I don't see Demolition Field yet, but I'm not sure if our opponent will lose on poison or life total. Probably on poison if anything, but they can remove Mirrex and then we need to draw another one and it might be too slow. Our opponent really likes drawing cards with some dragons. They are getting huge advantage, but it's not easy. And do they really want to kill us? It would be super hard to not draw a single counter spell in all of those turns, but if we are bad at magic enough, it might happen. If they don't bounce it, it dies, of course. They should bounce it, like they are doing good job so far. Yep. A lockdown. I mean, good for our opponent. I could get one card, but I don't think it's worth it. We still have Ashiok, so that's good. Here's our counter spell, and finally we have enough. And honestly, I think we should... Teferi is probably too slow here. I could start drawing more and more cards. Now we can start getting advantage. Yeah, I really think we should. And let's get a land. Lands are super important, especially with Silver Scrutiny. Like, if I had 25 mana, I would actually use every point, every turn, so you just want as much as possible. Alright. This might get rough. They probably have a lot of counter spells, but we'll try. We will try. I think we will just go with 3 mana, 3 steps ahead. It's super important to just counter it. They might have another. They can double dragon us. So I think we are getting hit with a dragon again. Sure. I think they're baiting the counter spell. I can take the loss on Ashiok because I have Teferi. I just cannot afford this. 3-5. That means they cannot cast the dragon because it's only protected by normal ice. And we can pay. They need a hard counter spell. That was a weird play, honestly. We can also rebuild our might thing. That's kinda okay, to be absolutely honest. It forces my deadly cover up. I think I'm okay with it because I can draw a lot of cards this way. Because board dies anyway. So I could take 1 poison, but then the might dies and I don't think it's worth it. I want more counter spells. I need more counter spells. I will get more counter spells. And because, you know, I said completely different thing, I still do it because that's still free poison and I didn't have anything else to do. Alright. So we probably need a lot of mana on this turn. Let's go attack first, because they cannot block, of course. We're at 7, so this Anchorage also, you know, gives us some trouble. If they have Zurgo, we can get rid of all of them, but they do not. I think we go for 3 steps ahead then. The mana should be good enough. 4 blue, 4 black. And let's exile something. It's important because we can take cards back. I think it's Virtue. Alright, you know what? I'm kinda enjoying this one. And I think it's 3 steps ahead to prevent protection. See? They have stuff. Oh boy, they are packed with stuff. I need to draw more counterspells, man. We are playing way more counterspells than normally, but we just don't draw enough. Can they Zurgo into Chandra? No, alright. Alright, so they have those cards, we'll see them later, so we need to check the library. Ral, a lot of Planeswalkers, we need to counter all of them. Alright, quite a lot of lands though. 1 Mirrex, no Demolition Field. Nope. Alright. We kinda have good information. They will get 2 extra cards, so it's not nothing. But hopefully you can, you know, survive, maybe. I hope. I'm not sure. Alright. I might draw cards with 3 steps ahead to hit more counter spells, or, you know, we can hit class or something. Alright, what they play the land, so they only have 1 random card. Listen, if they drew it, they are just too good at Magic for me. Like, what can I say? Man, that's the Demolition Field. Alright, that's fine. Alright, Zurgo is out. Chandra can happen, but not on this turn, right? 5 mana. Let's get rid of the shores. Drawing 3 steps ahead is expected, but also amazing. I mean, this is better than nothing, right? Listen, maybe not the most glamorous play of my life, but it's game 2 life, alright? And I probably will discard cards at some point. Oh boy. When we know about it, it's way worse. But they still want it. Alright. We have Go for the Throat, so I don't think we need to be like, our value is actually super high. So, they want to play Chandra. This is their only spell, right? 3, 6. They have 4 mana, so Anchorage and Chandra seems to be the play. We can pay 5 mana for Teferi and still have 7 mana. So we cannot pay enough, unless we go for this one. Yeah, I really think we want to go with Teferi as soon as possible. And, okay, let's keep the mana. We need a lot of blue. Sorry, I need to manual tap this one because yeah, I think this is better. This is the correct tap. Alright, cards? No, token. We need to start to think about lethal. If we force some sweepers, that's fine. Yep, and we can pay exactly 4 into 3. So we can counter Chandra. They probably will try to, you know, resolve her. They can get 3 damage with the Anchorage, but we have more Teferis. So if we force this play, we should be kinda okay. Still, no more less is useful. If they Helix, I'm okay with it. You know, Teferi is not something that is expected to survive, it's just here to, you know, make some mess, basically. No, that's not the right tap. This is the right tap. Because that opens 3 steps ahead, if we really have to go for it. Counter target spell. I think we're kinda getting all the win cons from them. They can get some card though, so that's still scary. But with Teferi we can force a very quick lethal. They only have one. Oh, they have 1 mana, so that's not enough. They want to go to attackers, we kill. Man, this is a perfect turn, isn't it? Like, they have absolutely. Yep, here's your 1 blue mana. And now we have Teferi, 2 tokens, that forces a sweeper. Yep. I can draw a few cards. So, they will definitely Sunfall this. Then we can sacrifice it in response. I can deal so much damage, man, on this turn. Okay, I think the game is won. Because I can go for huge attack with like multiple reefs, right? So 1, 2, we can go 2 reefs. That's 12 damage. So I think we just draw a card here. We'll probably use the map tokens.
I am here.
I could 3 steps ahead and draw more, but it's not worth it. And let's see how much we can pump it. Absolutely perfect. Do I want more? I honestly think we have full control over this game. Right? They will cast this to draw cards. They don't want to Sunfall this because it's not really worth it. 1 more damage. 3, 5, 3, 6. So we have 6 spare mana. Yeah, I think we just go for this. Pumping 1 extra damage can make a difference. Alright. Alright, I'm pretty happy with this turn. We are going all in later if they really tap out. So basically we want to force them to tap out at sorcerer speed. They will, you know, resolve all the problems, but right now we have Leaf on the board with Triple Reef. We just need to support it. It's probably like 18 mana or something. Sure, you got it. And there's still poison, so we can go for both plants at the same time. Alright, that's a land. So it seems one of the new cards was a land. And they would play it before if they drew it. So I think they have only one mystery card right now. We will use Mirrex. Alright, what is their play? They have Helixes, don't forget. I've seen one. That means they play 4. So they can go 1, 2. They have... Okay, so it's 6 then. Because we cannot tap at dance steps. They can burn us for 6 mana. So our opponent gave up because he knew that we won't make a mistake. And yeah, we had our claws all over them. But man, this was a really close game. I hope you enjoyed it, but man, the Zurgo really gave them a lot of extra fuel. Oh boy, one of those hands, huh? I don't have black mana, but I'm on the draw with Quick Study, so we will recover this mana. The only problem is that we will start recovering on turn 3. I will take it. I expect a mountain on the play, but fortunately for us, we didn't, you know, get mountained with this draw. And that gives us time. I just need 1 random land. Well, this is definitely getting more and more popular. I'll take a swamp. Alright, you know, with mana, we are actually recovering. It's just about the tempo. And we need to, you know, get a lot of counter spells because... we are dying on every turn we don't have a counter spell, right? So we need to counter for Raska and go from there. So our opponent wants to win on the next turn. Oh, that's... I think that deserves a nice. I still don't think it will work. So I have to play untapped land or I lose the game. Very cool. What is the card? What is the card? Honestly, don't think this figure will be great here. I think we're already past this part. So no Raska on this turn. I think we'll make a token then and keep playing lands. Tear asunder, that's not nothing. This will be such a problem during the game. I could counter it. I could counter it, but if they have Raska, they win on the next turn. And they play Raska for sure. That also kinda means that until end of the game I cannot tap out, you know, ever. I don't have enough for Deadly Cover-Up. So I think we have to kill it right now. Giving up the token, giving them more value, but we need to outvalue them overall. It won't be easy. It won't be easy. We want the Reef always, it's just a better land at this point. Maybe you can get some value with the talents. I have to say, this card is very nice, and the prowess means that those creatures are actually better than expected. Oh boy. Like, I cannot risk it, right? I think I just take the damage here. Of course, our opponent takes the damage, but he will replay it, right? That's the point. Going to 4 mana. And we can start getting some value. I could go for, you know, the surveil and drawing, but I don't think it's worth it here. We will take some extra damage here, and that's fine. Yep, here we go. Here we go. And this card, if we're on the play, I think they would still get it, right? So at least this wasn't the difference. They can kill it, but they shouldn't. Disfigure. Not the best card, you know, in the world. 7 damage is a lot. And this is how much we are getting hit. I cannot really tap too much. By the way, if we pay the ward, we can actually trade against this, because this will be a 2-2 and this will be what? Oh no, they will get new counters. Well, not much we can do about this one. I could draw a card, risking instant loss if they play Raska. Oh boy, this is so awkward. I need to discard one of them and then exile with Deadly Cover-Up. This will be a problem because that's a 7-6 with Trample, so that means I cannot block. So I need to play this at the end step now because it's so late right now. 7 damage, not super happy about this one. But this is what happens when you have a bad opening, like you are super behind for next 10 turns. Here's Shelly. Our opponent knows what he's doing. So I could just Deadly Cover-Up. And you know what? I think we're going with it. I need to take this risk. At this point it's just too bad. And do I need... I kinda need the land, and I don't think we need another turn. Like, we have too many of them already. So we take some damage. Man, we are not good at drawing counter spells. 1/3 of the deck and a single one. Yeah, that's probably a game, honestly. I will try to, you know, play with this, but I think the game is over. We'll try to exile stuff though. So, we probably... Oh, this is such a good card. I can just go like this. I think it's better. Alright. We'll get rid of the Dread Knight, finally, but we'll probably die on the next. Here she is. Cool. Well, I mean, you need to counterspell, and if you don't draw them, and you don't draw enough removal, you are out. Alright, let's see it. I kinda like this hand. On the play, if you have some card though, you usually can get really good value from it. Especially with Virtue, so that gives us more time. Alright, we seem to be against control. This can be interesting. But we have a lot of work to do. Like, a lot of work. Alright, we opened the, you know, triple blue for 3 steps ahead. Our opponent can cast Jace already. So I think we will be casting Quicksad and then step and just, you know, keep playing clans basically. We need to be careful about the Jace. Other than this, we should be fine. So they want to, you know, take the clue at this point, which is fine. They don't really want to counter this. And that means we get more lands for the next turns. Yep. And we just need 3 mana for 3 steps ahead, going into 5 mana directly. Alright, I mean, it's super weird they didn't draw a card. That means they want to play land and pass the turn, right? Yeah, they didn't want to discard. But that's fine for me. I have lands. We want to go into 5 mana, I think. I'm not sure if we'll cast Silver Scrutiny, but that's an option for sure. Especially with the classes, we just need as much mana as possible. Like, I want 15 mana or 20, that will give us a decent late game. Basically Shark Typhooning our way. Mirrex is kinda not exactly amazing. So let's start drawing some cards. We can kill First Mites, but not more. We'll use 1 Disfigure on this, while not really tapping out very much. Yep, as expected. Teferi is a nice one. I think we start. And we'll go into 7 mana, right? However, We don't have as much time. Here is the otter. I cannot really go Teferi right now. Alright, show me. Show me the token. I want to kill it. So I don't need to discard cards. Good for us. Very tempo efficient. We didn't lose cards. So we actually got it for free. But, you know, it's a one-time thing. Virtue will be helpful a little bit, but not super much. We need to keep playing more lands. We probably go Sewers because I don't think we need more lands right now. We should keep drawing them on average. Silver Scrutiny is a hard one. I have a lot of them. I actually don't mind. I think they have one more counterspell. We have 3, 5, so we won't be able to Teferi through those counterspells, so it's a little bit early. If I counter it, we actually can get the value. So if they normalize, they play the land? Did you play the land? Yep. So if they counter, we can sneak Teferi. Alright, I'm going with this. I don't really necessarily want to protect it. It's not something I super care, but I care about tapping out for our opponent, because then we can get Teferi and start getting value. As expected, they want to exile so we don't get it back. I mean, we wouldn't anyway, so I guess that doesn't super matter. However, that means a Teferi. All the lands are tap lands, so do we want a creature? No, we cannot activate those. So this one is just the best. And I will take the card, you know? I will absolutely take the card. Taking Mirrex for free is a big deal. And I mean, that's some extra damage. So do we go for a card or a creature? I honestly want creature because I want to create 2 creatures out of 1, like 2 for 1 basically. Because they probably are stuck with Get Lost and stuff, you know? They can activate the Anchorage, but that is for mana tap. Sunfall is absolutely okay, man. Oh, that is the play, so we actually get extra value. Man, this is insanely huge. I didn't expect we will get it. I really didn't. Alright.
It's nice to see a familiar face.
No creatures, right? Nobody plays them here. Alright, so Virtue won't be a very good card here. I can start getting Mirrex. Maybe we can cast Silver Scrutiny at dance step. It's not the worst, right? 2 mana open, probably for one of them. I think we can get 1 pain land and just try to get map token. Let's see if they tap. They can remove it probably, but it costs mana. Well, this is a very good one. They cannot shuffle the library. Alright, I'll take it. With Silver Scrutiny we can do some shenanigans, but Teferi will probably die here. Do I want to go for Scrutiny for... Alright, I mean, I'll take my win. So the question was, I could get Silver Scrutiny and get some extra cards, but then I would discard, so I probably wouldn't do it. Our opponent gave up because he probably didn't have any relevant cards. It's probably full removal, and they cannot remove Teferi, so I guess they could try Anchorage, but they know they will probably lose, especially if they know the next card is a counterspell. Alright guys, let's go into the deck because there's so much to talk about, and I think the games today were pretty intense, so I hope you had a great time. And before we go into the deck itself, I want to just, as usual, say thank you to all the Patreon members. Thank you guys for supporting the channel and just making content like this, you know, possible. And yeah, you are true stars of this channel, so thank you. And you know, for everyone considering to join Patreon, the link is in the description. You are getting decks earlier than everyone else, and you know, just a shout out so you can be part of the channel history. So what about this deck? First things first, the original version had this 4 mana enchantment that catnip or something that just, you know, steals the creature, and I tried to use it for so you know, many games and it just never worked. I actually started to discard it because Liliana was also in this deck. However, every single version had the same problem. The value was not there every time. I traded 1 for 1, played some sweepers, and I ended with no value. Man, I got outvalued with Orzhov like poison deck. Like this was horrible. And then I started adding, this card with Silver Scrutiny, more Teferis and the Talent, and suddenly, step by step, the deck started working because when you have the value, every time your opponent doesn't play something super scary, you instantly punish them with 2 or 3 extra cards on your side. Quick Study definitely seems to be super helpful. It's for mostly like this early mid game when you need to draw something like go for the throat or a counterspell so you can trade cards, but at the same time you want to make sure that you hit your next land drop. And this really helps to smooth into this nice mid game. I've been trying so many different cards. So, the deck transformed quite a lot, but in the end, I feel this is the best version, and it really never seems to be lacking value. With things like Talent, you have a nice early game pressure with the Otter. The prowess makes a difference. Getting this to 2-2 is extremely easy, and getting this to 2-2 means that you probably can trade against a creature. That means you just got an extra removal. If you can get it to 3-3, very often you can actually get a free trade, and that's sometimes enough to win the game. And it also forces your opponent to make some harder decisions. With Teferi you can protect it a little bit better because sometimes you can jump block. So a lot of small advantages, and later you can always level it up, get some removal from your graveyard, and this kind of stuff, or just Silver Scrutiny. So if you really need value, you can always Silver Scrutiny for like 3 or 4, then get it back and play it for 7. So that you are winning the value game. That means you just need to focus on surviving. And that's something I really like about the deck. Honestly, Dimir is very, very hard to basically, be used in the current meta because it doesn't have like tools like Biza or something like this. It doesn't have those sweepers that, get back creatures, no Sunfall. So while Deadly Cover-Up is extremely nice card that is, the extraction effect is a big deal, sometimes you just struggle with weird things. You don't have enchantment removal like white decks have, so there are a lot of downsides, and at some point you usually just don't have enough cards, or you have different cards that you need, so you have a counter spell and you need a removal. And I found myself very often having games like this. However, with this version we have enough of cardo that it feels that it usually smooths out the problems, especially if like things like Sewers, so you can surveil, Talent, so you can buffer some extra damage early game, Quick Study that can smooth out turn 4, 5 and 6. It really feels that the deck is in a healthier place. It's very, very hard to find some live game. That's probably the biggest problem of the deck. That's why we are playing Triple Virtue, just for the live game. It's not much, but if you live game 4 or 6, sometimes it's enough to close the game. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a bit of a longer outro, but man, a lot of work went on this deck and I'm happy with the result. I still think we can make it better in some ways, but so far it's the best version I've tried and I really enjoyed playing it, and that's something. I think that's worthwhile. So yeah, that's kinda it for today. Thank you guys for watching as always. If you endured all the rambling, it's always appreciated. That means you are Dimir fan like me maybe. So yeah, this is definitely the best version to just play good old Dimir. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow.